Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Susie, the owner and creator here, and in today's video we are going to do some fun, colorful thrift flips. These are going to be super simple, so let's go ahead and get started with the first project. For project number one, I picked up this faux rust looking floral pocket thing. I am not a fan of the faux rust for sure. So the first thing I'm going to do is get this thing all cleaned up, and then we are going to paint it with Fusion all-in-one paint. This is in the color Brook. I have been using this paint a lot lately and I love this color. As I was putting the paint on, that is when I realized that was decoupaged or some kind of paper in the center there. So I had to get it off. I did end up having to scrape it, and it left a pretty neat texture underneath it, and the whole thing is quite textured. So I thought that would be fine. So I just went ahead and scraped it all off and started painting again. So I painted the entire thing, front, back, everything, with 2 coats of this Brook paint, and then we're going to put a transfer on it. The transfer that I've chosen is this beautiful rose. I believe this one came from Ephemeral Melange transfer book. I'm going to show you both the transfer books that I'm going to be using here in a minute, but I wanted these flowers to fit into that center part, and the way it was laid out, it did not work. So all I did was cut off all the script and cut the flowers just to where they would fit perfectly into that centerpiece right there. And if you've never used a IOD transfer before, they're super easy. They all come with this tool that you rub it on with. You peel the white backing off, and then you just rub until the transfer releases onto your project. If you lift as you go, the air gets underneath there, and it's very, very simple to do. And then once you have removed all of your plastic backing, you want to either take your fingertip or the plastic backing and just burnish the whole thing in, making sure that all the edges and everything has made really good contact with your surface. Now I'm going to take all the script, and I'm going to have to cut it up into pieces and just place it on there how I think looks the best. And I was able to get everything on here. The thing that I love about these IOD transfers is all the attention to detail. There's so much beautiful stuff, florals and script, and everything just goes so perfectly together. So I really like the way that this is arranged once I get all this script on here. And then I thought I would dry brush over those little dots up there at the top, or over that detail around the center there. But once I got everything on, I thought, well, this is just perfect, just how it is. And this whole video is going to be made up of simple thrift flips. I usually get a lot more in detail, but that's not always necessary. Sometimes you can just paint something and put a transfer on it, and it completely transforms what you're working on and makes it absolutely beautiful. And all of these transfers and colors that I'm going to be using today pair so well together. I'll show you at the end how I styled these in my own home. Once I got the transfers on, I did seal them in with a clear wax. The paint doesn't need to be sealed. However, you do want to seal your transfers in with something just so they're easy to wipe down to get all the dust off of them. And I think this turned out absolutely beautiful. For project number 2 today, I've had this wood plaque with this duck on it, obviously from the 80s. So the first thing I did was take it outside and I sanded off all that paint, wiped it down, let it dry, and now I'm going to give the whole plaque 2 coats of Prairie Sunset. This is a beautiful yellow color. I opened it last week when I was doing that chair that I decoupaged. And anytime I open a new paint color, I become a little bit obsessed with it. I thought this would be a perfect color for summer and even some fall with sunflowers and pumpkins and all. So once the paint had dried, these are the 2 transfer packs. I had long time ago combined these 2 because they are the same size and they are quite similar. As you can see, they both have florals and one has lots of seed packets, and like I said, they're very similar. And I am out of these, I think I'm out of Ephemeral Melange, but I do have some seed packets on the website, or the seed transfer. That is SusieOnTheFarm.com if you're looking for these transfers. And I also have all the Fusion paint and products and brushes that I use. So if you're looking for some of this, just head on over to the website. This is a super simple one too. I just transferred this entire image. I did have to cut off a little bit on the bottom to fit it, and I thought about placing them back on, but once I got it on, I burnished it in, and I thought that it looked really nice just like it was. I took my finger sander and I distressed the entire thing. You can distress your transfers as well. This one, I did not like the way it distressed. I wish that I had not done it. So I thought that I could maybe camouflage that with some white wax and also bring out some of those details around the edges. So I'm just using a little bit of white wax, and that made it look worse to me. It really brought out these scratches in the transfer, but it does look really old and aged. But after I took it, I just rubbed the wax on it and then I wiped it back, and then I took an after picture, and I was not satisfied with the distressing. So see how you can see, I mean, it looks all right, I guess, but I just wish I had not distressed it, but I'm committed at this point. But I did go back and I decided to put some black wax over it. I thought that that would help tone down some of the scratches, and it did. It looked much better, and it gave the yellow a little bit of a deeper color and highlighted all that edging. So I do like how it turned out, and once I styled it with all of my other thrift flips for today, it looks really good. For our third project today, I have not done any books in a while. I'm not big on painting books, but these are really new Reader's Digest. Look, y'all, I forgot I had the lid off of that paint and when I was showing you that Winchester color, and I dumped a bunch of paint out. But that's okay. I'm going to use every bit of it on these books. I'm going to paint the covers with 2 coats. This is, like I said, Winchester. I did a really cool table with this last year and haven't used it since. So I thought it would be perfect. Look how well the colors go with these transfers from the seed packet. So these are going to be super simple. I could have put some molds on the binding there, but these are still books, and I love putting transfers on books, even if it's some that I'm going to read, because it makes them look like art. I mean, these transfers are so beautiful, and you put one on these books and you can sit it on any shelf in your home, and like I said, they just look like beautiful pieces of art. But you could go way more in detail. Like I said, I could have put some molds on the spines and everything, but once I got these transfers on, I loved how they look. And these are just some Reader's Digest books from like the 2000s, so it's not like they're an antique book. I do sell Reader's Digest left and right, but it's usually the vintage ones from the 40s and 50s. But these colors go so well together, and I'm so glad that I used this Winchester. I thought it might be too dark, but this can also be carried on into fall with this color. What do you guys think about these books? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and leave a comment below. Let me know which of today's thrift flips turned out to be your favorite, and I will tell you mine in just a little bit. For the last project today, I picked up this frame hand-painted artwork. It was somebody's hand-painted design, but no matter how hard I cleaned it, I could not get the grease spots off. I think it was in someone's kitchen, so I am going to end up having to paint over it. I love the frame, the color of the frame, so I'm not going to mess with that, but I am going to, on the center part, the black part, I'm going to paint that in 2 coats of casement. This is just a bright white color, and for the transfer I'm going to put on this one, I really wanted it to pop, and so I did it on a white background. I dried in between coats and did 2 coats. The transfer that I chose is another from the Seed Catalog, and it is so pretty with these flowers on it. I started to center it, but it left quite a bit of white at the top and the bottom. So instead I decided to put it all at the top and then do a few seed packets down below it. And I'm so glad that I did. I love it being full of all the script and all the floral. It looks so amazing on this white background. Once I got all the transferred on off camera, I sealed all of my transfers with clear wax in this video. And now I'm going to tell y'all which one was my favorite. I think that this one is my favorite. I just love the wood frame. It's like handmade and it's just absolutely perfect. And the white background with these vibrant colors on it, it just screams summer and spring to me and looks so good. And all of these thrift flips look so good together in this video. Thank y'all so much for visiting my channel today, and I hope that you have enjoyed these makeovers. Don't forget that all of the paint and products that I use in my transformations can be purchased on my website, www.susieonthefarm.com, if you're looking to make over your own projects. And I hope that y'all have a great week, and I post Wednesdays videos every Wednesday night at 6, so I hope to see you again next week.